At first, she was excited about you. She put in effort, texted first, wanted to spend time with you, and treated you like you were someone special. But slowly, that energy started to fade. She stopped responding as quickly she took longer to reply. The excitement in her messages wasn't the same, plans became vague, and she didn't seem as eager to see you, and eventually you started feeling like something had shifted. Most men, when they notice this happening, make the worst possible mistake. They start trying harder, they send longer texts, ask what's wrong, try to reignite what they once had, and give even more attention in hopes that she will notice and appreciate them again. They think that if they just remind her how much they care, she will suddenly realize her mistake and come running back with the same level of excitement as before. But that's not how attraction works. When a woman starts taking you for granted, it's because something in her mind has already shifted. She has already subconsciously lowered your value in her eyes. It's not that she actively decided to disrespect you. It's that you have become too familiar, too predictable, too easy to access. And when something is too easy, it loses its value. This is not just about women, it's human nature. We all take for granted what we believe will always be there. Think about it when you buy a brand new phone. You're excited about it, you take care of it, you avoid scratches, and you admire how great it looks. But after a few months, it becomes just another object. You still use it, but you don't feel the same excitement. It's just there. The same thing happens in relationships when a woman knows she has you. No matter what, when she feels like your attention and love, RG guarantees she no longer sees you as exciting. She stops feeling that emotional thrill she once did when she thought she had to win you over. And here's where most men dig themselves into an even deeper hole: when why women stop appreciating men who are always available. They feel a woman pulling away. They go into damage control mode. They try to be extra sweet. They text more often. They tell her how much she means to them. They try to force the connection back to what it once was. But the more effort they put in, the less she values them, because in her mind, she already lost the emotional excitement that made her chase you. In the beginning, a woman needs to feel like she's earning your attention. If she stops feeling that, her respect for you drops. That's why the only way to fix this isn't to try harder. It's to do the complete opposite. You have to pull back, remove your attention, and let her feel the loss. If she has started taking you for granted, it's because she no longer feels a sense of urgency around you. She thinks you'll always be there waiting, no matter how she treats you. She assumes she has full control over your emotions, and once a woman feels like she has complete control, she will never appreciate you the same way again. This is why you need to shift the dynamic entirely. Instead of fighting to keep her attention, you need to take it away. Instead of proving your value with words, you need to make her feel it with your absence. When you stop being so available, when you stop chasing, when you remove your energy from a situation where you're being taken for granted, it forces a reaction. At first, she might not notice. She might assume you're just busy, but then the shift starts to settle in. She checks her phone out of habit, expecting a text from you, but there's nothing. She scrolls through her social media, waiting to see if you're watching her stories, but you're not. She starts wondering what's going on. Why aren't you reaching out? Why are you so quiet? Did you lose interest? Did you move on? That feeling eats at her, because the moment she starts feeling the possibility of losing you, she sees you differently again. Before, she had certainty. You were always there, always trying, always giving her attention. But now she's unsure. And that uncertainty brings back the emotions she thought were gone. She suddenly starts remembering what she liked about you in the beginning. She starts replaying old memories in her mind. She starts questioning her own behavior. And this is where everything flips, because now she's no longer thinking he's always there. I don't have to worry. Now she's thinking, what if he stops caring? What if I lost him? What if he's talking to someone else? And that emotional shift is the key to making her see your value again. Most men try to talk their way back into a woman's life. They try to explain their worth, but women don't respond to logic. They respond to emotions. When she feels the shift, she won't need you to explain anything. She will feel the loss, and if she truly valued you before, that feeling will bring her back. But here's the part most men don't understand: if she comes back, the emotional wake-up call she never saw coming. You cannot fall back into old patterns. If she reaches out and you immediately act like nothing happened, yeah, will take you for granted again if she shows minimal effort and you reward it by giving her the same unlimited attention. As before, she will quickly lose interest again. You need to make her feel like she has to earn you back if she reaches out. Be calm, neutral, and slightly distant if she wants to see you. Don't be too eager. Let her put in the effort. If she asks why you've been quiet, don't explain too much. Keep it simple. I've been focused on myself. Women don't regret losing weak men. They regret losing men they couldn't fully control. They regret losing men who had options, confidence, and self-respect. The moment you start prioritizing yourself over seeking her validation, she will start seeing you differently. She will respect you more. She will feel that emotional uncertainty again. And most importantly, she will stop taking you for granted because she'll know she might actually lose you. And once you reach that point, you will never have to chase again the emotional wake-up call. Why she only realizes your worth when you're gone, the moment she starts feeling your absence. Her reality shifts. At first, she might enjoy the space. She might assume you're just busy, or she might not even notice immediately. She's used to you always being there, always reaching out, always available. But what happens when that pattern is suddenly broken? That's when the emotional wake-up call begins. She might brush it off for the first few days. She assumes you'll text her any moment now, like you always do. But then something unexpected happens. You don't. She wakes up and checks her phone, expecting that familiar message. Nothing. She posts something on social media, expecting you to watch it or comment. But you don't. She gets a random notification, hoping it's you, but it's not. And that's when the first crack in her confidence appears. She might not panic right away, but a seed of doubt is planted. Wait, did something change? Is he pulling away? Has he stopped caring? And as the hours turn into days, that little thought starts growing into something bigger. She used to feel in control. She knew she could text you anytime, and you'd respond immediately. She knew she could cancel plans last minute, and you'd still be there. She knew she didn't have to try, because you'd always be trying. But now she's no longer sure. And that uncertainty makes her rethink everything. Women don't miss men who are always available. They miss men who create an emotional void when they leave. If you were the guy who always supported her, always cared, always made her feel safe and valued, she is going to feel that loss. Because here's the truth. People only appreciate what they feel they can lose. It's why people suddenly start valuing their health when they get sick. It's why we don't appreciate power until there's a blackout. It's why people miss someone the most after they've left. And the stronger your presence was in her life, the bigger the void you leave when you stop giving your energy. At first, she might try to distract herself. What happens when she notices your absence? She'll stay busy, go out, talk to other people, anything to avoid confronting the fact that something feels different. But the thing about attraction and emotional connection is that it doesn't just go away overnight. She can keep herself occupied, but eventually she will have a moment where she sits with her own thoughts, and in that moment she will feel something. She wasn't expecting regret. She starts replaying past moments in her mind. The conversation, the way you made her feel, the attention and care you gave her. But now it's not there anymore. And that's when the fear creeps in. What if she actually lost you before she had certainty she knew you'd always be there? But now she doesn't know anymore. That uncertainty changes everything. This is when she starts reaching for little signs that you're still there. She might suddenly text you something random just to see if you'll reply. She might accidentally like an old post of yours. She might find a reason to bring up an inside joke, hoping it will spark a conversation. But what she's really doing, she's looking for reassurance. She wants to know if she still has you, if you're still waiting for her, if she can just slip back into the comfort of knowing she doesn't have to try. This is where most men make a critical mistake. The second she reaches out, even in the smallest way, they immediately give her full attention again. And just like that, the cycle resets the moment she gets reassurance that you're still emotionally available. That fear of loss disappears, and as soon as she feels safe again, she starts taking you for granted all over again. Because she doesn't truly miss you. She just missed the comfort of knowing she had you. But a high-value man doesn't fall into this trap. He doesn't respond with desperation or excitement. He doesn't rush back in as if nothing happened. Instead, he keeps his energy controlled. If she reaches out, he doesn't ignore her, but he also doesn't jump at the opportunity to give her the validation she's looking for. He responds calmly, briefly, and confidently. If she asks how he's been, he doesn't write a paragraph. He just says, "I've been good staying busy." If she sends something random, he doesn't overanalyze. He replies at his own pace. If at all, if she tries to pull him back. How to respond when she reaches out into her life, he makes her put in effort. Because at this stage, the power dynamic has shifted. She thought she had control now. She's the one feeling uncertain. And when a woman feels like she has to work to get your attention again, she values it more. Now she's the one wondering, what if I pushed him too far? What if he actually moved on? What if I made a mistake? That's when she feels the real consequences of taking you for granted. And that's exactly where you want to be. Most men will never understand this. They think that the key to attraction is being the nicest guy, giving the most, proving their worth with words, but women don't respond to words, they respond to emotions. And the strongest emotion that brings back appreciation and attraction, the fear of losing something valuable by stepping back. You're not being manipulative. You're not playing games. You're creating space for her to realize your value. And if she truly cared, if she truly respected you at any point, she will feel it. And once she does, everything changes, becoming the man she can't afford to lose, now that she's feeling the absence. Now that doubt has crept into her mind, now that she's wondering if you're slipping away, this is where the real shift happens. Because if you handle this next part, right, you won't just make her regret taking you for granted, you'll make her see you in a way she never did before. The key is not to fall back into old patterns. Most guys, once they see a woman coming back around, go right back to where they started being overly available, giving unlimited attention, trying to secure her again. And just like that, they lose everything they just gained, because the moment she realizes you're still the same guy she took for granted, before she will eventually do it again if you want real change. If you want to be a man she never takes for granted again, then the version of you that she lost can't be the same version she gets back. That doesn't mean playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It means actually becoming a better, more self-respecting, higher value version of yourself. When she comes back, she should feel like she has to earn her place in your life again. That means you don't drop everything just because she texts you. You don't let her come and go on her terms. You set the pace. You don't tolerate the same behavior that made you walk away in the first place. She needs to feel that you are no longer the man who needs her to feel complete instead. Becoming the man she can't afford to lose, she sees a man who is fulfilled on his own with or without her. And that is what makes a woman look at you differently, because now she's not just remembering the old version of you. She's seeing something new, someone more confident, more self-assured, someone who doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't settle for being an option. She sees a man she doesn't want to lose again. And once you reach that level, you'll never have to worry about being taken for granted again. Not by her or by anyone else shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. The reason most men fail when a woman takes them for granted isn't because they lack value. It's because they act from a place of scarcity. They believe she's the only one they believe. If they lose her, they won't find another connection like this again. They believe they have to hold on tightly, chase, prove their worth, and fix things, because if they don't, they'll never get another chance. That's what keeps them stuck in a cycle of low-value behavior. But a man who understands his worth, a man who operates from an abundance mindset, he never has to prove his value because his actions already communicate it. He understands that no single woman defines his life. He knows that if someone isn't valuing him, he can walk away and attract someone who will. And that's what truly shifts the dynamic in your favor. Because now she's no longer in control. She no longer feels like she can keep you waiting while she figures things out. She feels the pressure of losing a man who actually has options. She sees you as someone who doesn't need her validation to feel important. She realizes you're no longer operating like most men, desperate for her attention, willing to tolerate anything just to keep her around. And this is what fundamentally changes the way she sees you. Because the second a woman realizes that you don't fear losing her, she starts fearing losing you. She sees you as a man who chooses, who he gives his time to, not one who begs for it. And the mindset shift that stops women from taking you for granted, that makes her attraction and respect for you stronger than ever. This is where you step into a new level, not just with her, but in every part of your life. Because when you truly believe in your own value, when you carry yourself like a man who can walk away at any time and still be good, you stop dealing with women who take you for granted altogether. You only allow women in your life who respect you, appreciate you, and see your worth from the start. And that's the difference between a man who always struggles with attraction and a man who never has to chase again. If this video opened your eyes, click on the next one on your screen. The more you understand your value, the less you'll ever have to chase again.